This is Revency TV here, and today I'm bringing you a tutorial on how to mix rap vocals into a pre-made instrumental. Now this is something that I personally struggled with for a long time. Sometimes I still do because the instrumentals are usually pre-mixed and they're mastered, so they're really loud and you kind of have to carve out little pockets with EQ to get it to work. Usually I would use a transient designer from Waves, but I don't currently have one, so I'm just making do with what I have. So yeah, this is a pre-made instrumental by Syndrome, so shout out to Syndrome for the awesome beat. Now I have two vocal chains set up here. I have a stock vocal chain and my standard Waves vocal chain, which is just a preset I made and it loads everything up. But I wanted to make a stock one for you guys that are just using, stock plugins. Which in this case, I actually think the stock effect chain came out better than the Waves one on these vocals. So yeah, this is just going to be showing how to actually get your rap or whatever into the instrumental. It's not going to be like a full mixing huge process thing. It's just quick, easy. Yeah, so real quick, this is well, it's not actually my first tutorial video, but this is my first in a series of videos that I'm going to be doing. I've been working with DAWs and mixing and audio for almost 10 years now, and I was trying to think of some way to help people out with what I know. This isn't like by any means like the industry standard of how to do this, or this is what works for me. I'm showing you what works for me, so yeah, I hope it helps. I mean, even if you don't follow everything exactly how I say, you can still just take the general idea and work around with that. Sorry about that. So okay, I'm gonna play the instrumental and then show you what's going on here. Tremendous instrumental, by the way, tremendous.
Beats.
Hey. Okay, so it's basically that just through the whole thing, and I'm only going to use this little part of the verse right here for the actual tutorial. This song's not done. This is like, I just laid down some skeletal pieces to see if the verse would work and stuff like that. But then I was like, well, I might as well just, this one was a little tricky to figure out, so I figured it might help, Okay, so I'm going to play you the stock vocals first.
Yeah,
I've been on my pave shit, know I'm working day shift, making beats in the basement. I be looking death in the eyes, if you face it, we about to get the fucking place lit, bottles to the faces. Hey, I'm up at 6 with a watch my wrist. They say time kills and life is a bitch, but it's keeping me guessing. I'm treating every day as if this life is a blessing. I ain't that motherfucker that you wanna be testing. I'ma call on my shooters and put your life into question. Couple fake.
Yeah, so that's the stock plugin chain, and then I'll play the Waves.
Shit, know I'm working day shift, making beats in the basement. I be looking death in the eyes, if you face it, we about to get the fucking place lit, bottles to the faces.
Okay, I do like both of them. The Waves one, I purposely do super process, like I slam it with multiple compressors and like all this crazy unnecessary stuff, so don't be overwhelmed by that. That's just, I like these really fuzzy, airy type vocals. It works with my voice. Also, like, everybody has a different voice and every instrumental is different, so you're gonna have to do stuff differently. But still, general principle is still here. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what I have on this effect chain. Okay, so Oh, don't need that. So to start off, we have this Pro EQ, okay, for the instrumental. I wanted to roll some of the bottom end off, but if I take too much off, here, I'll play it. It's really, it cuts out the bass. I kind of want some of that low rumble in there. This is what I carved out for the vocals. Just a pocket between 500 hertz and 5 hertz. Or 500 hertz and 5 kilohertz, sorry. And it's not a super deep one. I think it's maybe, what? Yeah, just -2 decibels. That's all I needed. You could carve out very narrow pockets if you want, but I like a wide pocket. It just kind of airs it out. This, and then I roll a little bit of the top end off. I usually would put it a little above. This track has a lot of air in it, and I didn't want a real airy type of sound for the track. And then I have this, well, this is the only Waves plugin I actually used. It's Trans X Wide, and it was just to open up it's just a preset to open up the instrumental a little more. Not really that important. But I just wanted that to spread it out a little bit to make more room for the vocals in the middle. You could just do that with panning or a different plugin. That's same general thing, a stereo widener or something like that. Like I said, keep in mind this isn't mixed yet, so don't mind the volume levels and everything. But that's all I did to the instrumental, honestly. Just carved that little pocket. Now for the vocals, I'm going to play it without anything. So we're going to turn all this off. Alright, here we go.
Yeah,
D-Lo Beats.
Yeah, I've been on my big shit. No, I'm working day shift. Making beats in the basement. I be looking death in the eyes. You face it. We about to get the fucking place lit. Bottles to the faces. Hey, I'm up at 6 with a watch my wrist. They say time kills and life is a bitch, but you know it's keeping me guessing. I'm treating every day as if this life is a blessing. I ain't that motherfucker that you wanna be testing. I'ma call up my shooters and put your life into question. Couple fake brands I ain't trying to mention, so I had to take my shit.
Okay. So what we have going on here, and this is for my vocals only, rolled off some of the bottom end. There's really just bad frequencies down there. I didn't need that. Added a little air to the top end of the vocals, and a small boost, about 4,000 kilohertz. For the compressor, I usually open up presets that sound real close to what I want, and then just work on that. So we have a 6:9 to 1 ratio, -20 threshold, 6.66. We got the devil's knees. The devil's knees. And yeah, you could just copy these settings or whatever if you want, or just play around with presets. A lot of people don't use multi-band compressors on vocals, but if I show you my Waves vocal chain, it's 1 compressor, 2 compressor, 3 compressor. Basically, the whole vocal chain is compressors. But that's the sound I'm going for. Like it works. But usually you'd never need that much. You could even double a compressor up on this instead of throwing a multi-band on there, but I personally like the multi-band.
Shit into another direction. Yeah, and now I'm sitting back watching about to get the
Beats.
Yeah, I've been on my pave shit. No, I'm working day shift. Making beats in the basement. I be looking death in the eyes. If you face it, we about to get the fucking place lit. Bottles to the faces. Hey.
I wanted that airiness in the vocals, that top end, so that's why that's on there. Then we have a little red light distortion. This was kind of weird to get because it's, well,
I'm up at 6 with a watch my wrist. They say time kills and life is a bitch, but you know it's keeping me guessing. I'm treating every day as if this life is a...
Again, just to add texture and some airiness to it. I wanted the vocal to sound sonically different than the instrumental, so that they're not that they're opposing each other, but the instrumental, I kept the bottom end, rolled some of the top end off, and then the vocals I'm going to have sit on the top end with the air, and then in that that vocal range that I showed you, the right in here, and then I rolled this whole part out on the instrumental. So basically it's just the vocals are sitting in there and right here with a little boost. Then we have a fat channel, which to be honest, you don't need this at all. I just liked how it sounded, so I stuck with it. Let's go ahead and listen to with and without this.
I've been on my pave shit, know I'm working day shift, making beats in the basement. I be looking death in the eyes, few face it. We about to get the fucking place lit, bottles to the faces.
So yeah, just a little difference. Instead of using like one plugin to get the whole sound I'm looking for, I like to break it up because it adds different layers and textures when you're using multiple things. Depends what kind of sound you're going for, but this fat channel in Studio One is pretty awesome. This is honestly the first time I used it. It has this compressor and the equalizer, and I just set it to electric 1, tweak the settings a bit, and there we go. And last but not least, we have this Xpander, and let's go ahead and listen.
In the eyes, few face it. We about to get the fucking place lit, bottles to the faces. Hey, I'm up at 6 with a watch my wrist. They say time kills and life is a bitch, but
not that big of a difference, just a little thing to make it a little bigger. You could also layer these vocals if you wanted to mix them in, but I didn't want to do that for this, not yet. The song's not really done enough. I will make a video on that. Also, we have these sends. I have a vocal compression send and a bus send to here it is, sorry, bus 1, which is an EQ. I EQ it this way because of the mud for the reverb and the bottom end. I don't want any issues, so it's just a delay, groove delay. Tweaked a little bit, drop the wetness down. Let's hear it without any bus sends. We also have a room reverb, binaural pan, and the Pro EQ. So let's hear it without the sends.
you know it's keeping me guessing. I'm treating every day as if this life is a blessing. I ain't that motherfucker that you wanna be testing. I'ma call up my shooters and put your life into question. Couple fake friends I ain't trying to mention, so I had to take my shit into another direction. Yeah, and now I'm sitting back watching it all.
The reverb will help vocals sit in. They usually don't use them on rap vocals, but for my voice it works. I know J. Cole uses reverb on his rap vocals. A couple artists, it depends on your voice. But if you don't use the reverb, just use standard delay. That's all you need, to be honest. So you can set up a simpler chain than this, but this is one I already have just made and preloaded, so I stick with that. Could actually bring that up a little bit. I don't need that far down. Okay, so let's play the whole thing over one more time.
Beats.
Yeah, I've been on my pave shit, know I'm working day shift, making beats in the basement. I be looking death in the eyes, few face it. We about to get the fucking place lit, bottles to the faces. Hey, I'm up at 6 with a watch my wrist. They say time kills and life is a bitch, but you know it's keeping me guessing. I'm treating every day as if this life is a blessing. I ain't that motherfucker that you wanna be testing. I'ma call up my shooters and put your life into question. Couple fake friends I ain't trying to mention, so I had to take my shit into another direction. Yeah, and now I'm sitting making beats in the basement. I be looking death in the eyes, few face it. We about to get the fucking place lit, bottles to the faces.
Okay, so that's the general gist of it. You're going to need your compression to match or be close to the amount of compression on the instrumental. Otherwise, the instrumental is just gonna blow your vocals out, and you're gonna have to jack the volume up and like do all this stuff. So compressors are like the biggest thing with working with instrumentals. Also, like I said, if you can get a transient designer, definitely get the transient designer, because that's super helpful. It allows you to like basically you could take all the peaks and valleys and make you kind of not separate the instrumental, but you get the kicks to stand out of the mix, and then you can get like the snare to stand out of the mix, so it has that, you know, they stand up and then the rest of it's kind of sitting in the background, so you can mix it in much easier. You're just basically doing it around the drums at that point. So yeah, I really like distortion on vocals. That sets stuff apart. You have to get it to stand out while still sitting in the mix, you know. Never forget the moment you began to doubt, transitioning from fitting in to standing out. Shout out to Drizzy on that. But yeah, that's the gist of it, guys. By the way, on this master track, I'll usually throw in L3 from Waves. But on this right now, I'm just using, I don't know why this phase meter's there. I'll use an EQ, a maximizer, and a limiter. But for this, I just keep the limiter on. I'll show you the difference.
Hey, I'm up at 6 with a watch my wrist. They say time kills and life is a bitch, but
just to stop the peaking, that's basically the only goal of that. And if I throw the L3 on,
yeah, no, I'm working day shift, making beats in the basement. I be looking death in the eyes. If you face it, we about to get the fucking place lit. Bottles to the faces. Hey, I'm up at 6 with a watch my wrist. They say time kills and life is a bitch, but you know it's keeping me guessing. I'm treating every day as if this life is a blessing. I ain't that motherfucker that you wanna be testing. I'ma call on my shoulders and put your life into question. Couple fake friends,
So yeah, guys, that's the gist of it. That's how you mix the rap vocals into an instrumental. Please subscribe, like this video, leave a comment. Let me know, you know, if this helped you. Let me know other videos you'd like to see. Like I said, this is what I do. I'm not saying this is the standard way to do it. I'm not saying this is orthodox. I'm definitely an unorthodox artist. So, you know, fuck them. I do things my own way. If you like it, if it helped you, please like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, Revency TV out.